Okay, today I received a parcel which I know what it is because it says Fosworks on the outside of the box. So I'll open the box, and this is the first time I've seen these. So we have two packets inside. There we go. Let's have a look. I don't want that there anymore. Right, let's have a look at what we got. So, what these are, they're made by a company called Fosworks. I've got 4 motors, so I've got 2 of these. And there are 2 motors on each bogie. They're all metal construction, so I'm hoping that they will fit the Class 33 that I'm building. So that's one of them, and hopefully in this one, it's the other one. Okay, so that is the second one. We'll go through the fixing of them in a minute just to have a look, but they seem to run quite smoothly. Everything looks nice and square. Beautiful wheels on them as well. So these are made by a company called Fosworks. If you go onto the internet, they specialise in O gauge and gauge 1. They do a lot of kit, a lot of kind of motors, radio control gear, sound systems, and all that. That's what they tend to specialise in. And Bowater models is where the Class 33 kits come from. These are made to go with that, so specifically to go with that. They recommend that you buy these. I don't know of other companies that do them, but I just followed the recommendations on the Bowaters that Fosworks made the rest of the stuff. So for me, that was good enough. It wasn't worth looking anywhere else. Right, so what I'm doing now is taking the centre screw out, because when I made the secondary chassis, because the first one came broken and I wasn't too I didn't think that it would even if I glued it together, which I did, I don't think it would have put up with the wear and tear of one of these thundering around quite a big track. So that's why I made the aluminium and fixed that on. So inside, as you can see, there's a hole which obviously the screw goes through like this. I'm not quite sure whether this will go tight on there or what, so we'll have a look at the best way of putting that on. So I think the wires are going to have to go up through there, and then this then screws down inside, so you get that kind of square, and oh, yes, it does. So it kind of fits. I'm not sure how tight it goes, or whether I probably need a washer for it to float around on, because I don't want it going around the track and then the actual bogie coming off of the loco. So that's one of them on there now, you can see. Obviously it won't turn completely. I'll have to work out what kind of radius is going to be the maximum, because I've got the 2 tanks here, one the battery box and one the fuel tank, so they will be fitted up underneath like so. It does in the instructions tell you to put the bogies on to find out where to position these on the loco. So I haven't got to that bit yet because I've only just got the bogies. So we'll put the other one on the other end so that we can have a look at that. And of course this one will go, the battery box will go up underneath as well. Right, let's see if this goes the same way, or I'm not quite sure. Go that way or go that way. I think it'll go either way really. I think all that matters is on the wiring. I noticed that you've got on each motor one just black wire and one black wire with a white line on, so it can identify the polarity of each motor. which obviously is going to come in handy when we wire it up. Because what I will do is get this so far, and then I will rig up some kind of batteries inside it, and I'll take it down to this track that I belong to, and I'll give it a run round, because I want to iron out any problems that it's got before I start getting too much of it built. So anyway, that's that at the moment. That's looking quite good. I have got some 45mm track, which is what gauge 1 runs on. It's a plastic track, and I got it from a place where I buy a lot of my stuff, which is eBay. And I don't know whether you're a keen user of eBay, but I buy lots of things because it's very easy to get. So that's it on the track. It seems to run round quite nicely actually, but at least I can make up a test track, and I can run this here every time you have a look, because when you are building a model up from scratch, it is nice to give it a run, so that if there is anything, there's nothing worse than getting down to somewhere to run it properly, and you put it on the track and immediately there's a problem, and you probably have wasted your time driving down. So I'll put the cabs on like so. It looks a bit funny like this. It looks like a big yellow banana at the moment with no detail, but when the tanks are fixed up underneath and things like that, it'll look better. I'll tell you what I did have a look at earlier on. We're just holding this, not on the bogey, because we just got that, but when these will be glued on, because I'll probably have to drill all these out so that it doesn't get into the way of these bearings. That's probably why these are quite pronounced there, these circles. So I would imagine they will need drilling out to give clearance on the actual bogey bit itself. But we'll go into that. But I think with all the added detail that I want to put on there, the steps seem to come roughly underneath the door. And obviously these will be painted black and the springs will be highlighted. Like I said, the steps I will put in so that the step actually goes right back to the actual frame of the bogey itself, so they're not like a ladder, because I believe on the full size ones the steps are deeper than that, so I will make them deeper. The springs are only just put in there for now, but they will put bits in across here, and I think there's another spring there and another spring there. Then there are the actual brake cylinders. What I've got for that, we'll make them up at some point, is I've got some various different size tubing, plastic tubing, and we'll cut that into about 3 bits, 3 different sizes, glue it together and make an artificial brake cylinder. But when I do it, I will film it, so you'll see it all being done. Putting the roof on top, just have a look at that with the roof on. That's it. Still a little bit of fitting and things to go on with this. It's not 100% yet. A lot of it, what I do is I kind of just rough it out to start with, and then when I really start to put things together, final rub down, fitting, and all the last little bits, because there's little bits of gaps and things to go. All of that will be taken out on the next phase. So yeah, I think it will look quite a good loco once it's done. I mean, there's a long way to go. I didn't expect to build it in 5 minutes. Yeah, if you spent all day on it and then you had all the equipment. I mean, bearing in mind now, I have spent nearly about £500 on it. So to get it just to this far. So roughly that's what it'll look like with the bogies on. So it's quite a substantial loco, and hopefully it will run nice. And of course, then once I've got this done, I've either got to build some coaches or some wagons to go with it. So that's something else that we'll get on with as well. So anyway, that's the next stage of the Class 33. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. It all looks very well made. Like I say, the only bit that worried me initially was the 3D printing, but I'm not worried about that anymore, because I know it's very strong, and yeah, there's a fair bit of detail. The only thing I noticed earlier on, I took a photo of this, and because it's just the acrylic, the lighting just shone through it. So I thought, there's something. So what I'll probably do next is spray the inside of all of this black, because obviously I don't want it on a nice sunny day and you can see through it. So there's little things like that that come to light. That was just photographed, because I like to try and photograph each little stage, and I'll do some photos now. We've got the bogies on there, so that we can follow it step by step. It's always good, if you wanted to build a step-by-step guide, to have photos of what you've done to get to that point. So yes, I did also run the loco, the one that I converted to a 3-rail last night. I have run that for a little bit. I'm just going to sneak off here for a minute and get a bit of track. That's it. A couple of bits of track will do me. And I'll set this up very quickly if I can. That's it. Come down like this. You can see I'm not very prepared, but I wanted to unbox the bogies and have a real look at them, because that's the first time I've seen them properly. So we'll just put a little bit of 3-rail track together, because what I wanted to just show you was the conversion that we done from a 2-rail to a 3-rail last night, and see if it works. That seems to go, so that's okay. Let's find the loco in question, make sure we've got the right one. Yes, you can tell it's the right one because it's got the later BR logo on the side of the tank, and it's 8033 is the number of this one, whereas the earlier ones are differently numbered. And I understand that this is a model of a loco that was built in Brighton. So let's see if that's going to go now. And there we are. This is the loco that we converted last night. It's quite powerful, backwards and forwards. So the other difference on these 2-rail ones is the wheels on the front are plastic, and you've got the thicker type Hornby hook, whereas on the old ones they were just a metal one. That and sometimes the problem is with the metal one, as it goes round, it hits the 3rd rail and shorts out. So of course you don't get the shorting out on this, but then obviously this was designed for 2-rail. So just shows how successful that one is. So I have quite a few locos now, and one of the things we're going to be doing soon is, if I can find one, yes, here we go. This is one. This is the N2 locomotive that Hornby built. There are just literally thousands of these around. You can buy bodies, you can buy chassis. What I did here, I just bought a body, second-hand body. I've got another one which we'll be working on very shortly. So I just bought a couple of second-hand bodies. I put them in a paint stripper, stripped them back. This one, I just got a hold of a paint and put that on, and some old transfers that I had knocking around. So it's not, that was very clever. It's not a, shows this stuff's not rehearsed. This is live. This is what you call live YouTubing. So things do go wrong. It's just, as long as you can catch it quick, it doesn't really matter. Right, let's turn that off so it don't go leaking off. This is how the Hornby cables connect to the track, the old-fashioned way with the little screws on the side. And I use all the original stuff. That's it. Get that one on the back. Yes. So I have some different transfers, and we're going to go through building one of these. And the thing is with it, they're so cheap to buy. I bought one the other day on eBay, complete runner, with the postage, it came to just under £17. So £17 for a working loco die cast, to me, is really good. Average you'll pay for some of these, like this one. Well, I've seen them on there for £100. I wouldn't pay personally £100 for one of these, but it's just whatever. The cheapest one of these I bought is £30, and the dearest one I bought is £40. So you've got to shop around. They're out there, and I just love the way they run and the sound that they make. So anyway, I think that will be it for tonight. And tomorrow we'll probably get on with starting to strip down an N2 body, this one here, ready to transform it in to another loco. Still an N2 shape, but I don't mind if I'm building things that actually don't exist in real life. It doesn't really matter when it's running around with a couple of Southern Region coaches on. It doesn't look out of place. And the thing is with it, if it's your railway, you can run what you want. And the idea is to get fun out of building things, and I get the fun out of running the thing as well. So there we are. So that's it for now, and we'll be back tomorrow night with some different bits and pieces. So that's my Southern loco, which isn't a true example of a Southern loco. Anyway.